Conscious discipline is going to help you to say what happened instead of saying, what's wrong with you? Some of the ways that we get children into the executive state is with the Brain Smart Start, and that's basically where we all just unite together. It could be a song with a movement. So when a child becomes dysregulated and you notice that a child is beginning to spiral down into that survivor state, it is very important to let them know that they are safe. And just asking the child, will you breathe with me? You can just see how that tension is just coming off of their bodies and their faces. No one makes good choices or actions when they're operating from that emotional state or the survival state. We're teaching children skills that they can use for a lifetime.
When I first got introduced to conscious discipline, we were still using timeout. I was like, well, timeout doesn't work very well, so now how will this work? It's really changed my classroom tremendously. We do a Brain Smart Start at Greeting Circle. It helps them also to be able to regulate their brain. We wave to a friend, and it helps the children know, hey, we're connected. We raise our hands. We cross over the midline to help children calm down. Regulation for learning has to happen first in any classroom. They go over to the safe area, and while they're sitting there, we let them breathe. When we breathe, and it brings us back from chaos to calmness.
Everyone that works with kids knows that each child comes with their own story. Healthy relationships kids have, it can literally change their brains, which can change the trajectory of their lives. When you understand that, and you understand that you can repair the trauma that has been done, it brings hope to what can sometimes seem like a very hopeless situation. When you're working with preschoolers, you're already working with brains that aren't fully developed, right? That cortex isn't necessarily fully open. And we know that important players in that child's life help open up the parts of the brain that help you regulate, that help you think things through, that help you be more rational. One of the most amazing things that we do with kids that they really respond well to is breathing. One little girl came in, and she's 5 years old. She's bright, and she's engaging. And so if you can get her in a place where she will take some deep breaths with you, you can physically feel her breathing change, but you can also physically feel her heart rate drop. 10 years ago, I wasn't learning about the biology or what the physical transformations that were happening in the body. If you can consider what's really going on in the brain, you're going to be a better educator. Of course you are.
When I first started in teaching, I was the behavior chart king. It wasn't working because I needed to teach them the skills to regulate themselves so they can have meaningful relationships with adults and other students. So when their cortex is open, that means that they feel regulated, they feel a sense of safety, so they can be in their cortex part of their brain where they have full function of their IQ, where they can think abstractly and rationally. I only have 45 minutes with these students. Would I rather have 45 minutes of okay instruction, or would I rather have 30 minutes of great instruction? So when students are coming in, I'm not starting immediately with, you gotta get your books out, put your backpacks up, you gotta get ready and let's go. They were able to come in and just calm down a little. With those regulatory breaks, I was able to have 30 minutes of great instruction. We work with some students, teaching them about their upstairs and downstairs brain. So if I'm in my cortex or I'm in my limbic system, I have my typical IQ. I'm calm, I'm alert, I'm not emotional, I'm not reactive. If I'm then thinking from my brainstem, my IQ drops to 70 or 60. So I had a student running down the hallway one time. She was using some very inappropriate language to threaten another student who was behind me, and she stopped and she said, Mr. J, and I'm gonna blank, blank, blank that person. And I had a huge smile on my face. Because the next thing she said, because I'm in my downstairs brain. And that's the life lesson that we're teaching the students. The academic skills that students learn in schools are vitally important, but also what students are learning in schools are those SEL skills. Or another word for the SEL skills are those life skills, those workforce skills. But with the behavior management mindset that I had, it was punishment. It was takeaway. It was suspend. It was kick out. That's not teaching skills. That's not why I got into education.